Thanks so much for joining us at 10 o'clock. The federal government says TSU is owed more than $2 billion by the state of Tennessee.
Federal leaders say HBCUs all across the country have missed out on funding, and TSU has missed out on the most.
Our Danielle Jackson joins us tonight with a breakdown of the letter sent to Governor Lee. Danielle.
Marius, this two-page letter was sent to the 16 governors. It says federal leaders found that TSU, a land-grant institution, is owed billions dating back to 1987.
At the end of the day, it means doing what's right for TSU, and that means doing what's right for our students.
Dr. Glenda Glover, the president at Tennessee State University, says she's glad to know the U.S. Department of Agriculture and Education are taking steps to try and repay land-grant institutions. It's money owed to more than a dozen HBCUs across the nation.
It means a lot to know that someone has taken a look at this and has said, here's your portion, TSU, here's your portion, A&T, here's your portion, FAMU.
Two federal agencies sent this letter to Governor Lee showcasing a financial gap in the last 30 years. The results, more than $2.1 billion owed to the university.
We could have had the infrastructure, the housing, the scholarship dollars that we need, the new academic programs. New programs are what higher education is all about. You want to meet the needs of a competitive public.
Last fall, the university reached record enrollment but couldn't house the students. Then the state's comptroller's office put out a report about the university mishandling admissions, housings, and scholarships.
We got 3,300 students every year if we had the housing for them. The state has the money, $2.1 billion, that belongs to TSU, or that was underfunded. And TSU gets blamed for having too many students for not having enough residence halls because we didn't have the money to build the residence halls.
The $2.1 billion that federal leaders say TSU is owed is more than the $544 million that a state joint land grant committee says is due to the university. Representative Harold Love Jr. says he's hopeful the money will be given to the school.
We have been able to identify those pockets where improvement could have been made funding Tennessee State. That gives me hope.
Leaders have already approved $250 million for the university's infrastructure. Governor Lee says he's remained committed to supporting the success of TSU. So far, Governor Lee has worked with the General Assembly to deliver a total of $532 million to support TSU.
For TSU not to have this level of funding, it means that our students are not getting what they need financially. We make do on a shoestring budget and make sure we produce great, marketable, competitive students.
And Dr. Glenda Glover plans to meet the Secretary of Agriculture and Education to see how they calculated that number, which she says will be helpful with her as she meets with state legislators.